my channel. Happy Halloween evening. So I did dress up for Halloween night. I got out of my my black cat onesie and decided to party on the town. Actually, we had band practice, so I dressed up for band practice. Why not, right? Why not? So this is my Cyndi Lauper look. No, it's George Washington. No, it's my Cyndi Lauper look. Got my vintage earrings that were my mom's from the 60s. Got a bunch of old vintage necklaces I piled up. So I got like a little, so on this version, this is my yoga safe version. On this version of the outfit, it's cold outside, so I wore a black leather jacket. But this is like a little top. Let me stand up. Let's see if this helps if I stand up. So I got one of these little tops. I found this belt at Goodwill. I found this at a vintage shop a while back. I've had this since for forever, so it's probably vintage now. I found this skirt. I already had the crinoline, and I sewed rickrack on this skirt that I converted. So it was a really super long skirt, and so for the costume party, I wore like a bustier and pulled the skirt up and made a top, like a full dress, and then used the belt to cinch. And then for this, for yoga, I got this little guy off of a clearance rack. So yeah, I was thrifty this year and I already had the fishnets and the boots. I wore boots today. She wore boots with some of her dresses. Boots today because it was chilly out for the actual costume party, which I won. I won the costume contest at that party. I had like black high heels, like the stiletto heels from like 80s style. So that's how I converted it for today. I got lots of little bracelets. I got my watch on, you know. I wore the watch for yoga. So this is like the yoga version of what I wore. Yes, I did yoga in this. So yeah, there we go. Crinoline, crinoline. I'll post a picture. I'll post a picture. Don't worry. And my little posts. Here's my wig. It was just a little wig I got online about a year ago. Because remember, a year ago, November 1st, when I saw her in concert. It's hard twice. But anyway, so I bought this because I planned on trying to put something like this for the concert. And I just ran out of time with everything. But yeah, I used the old trick with the wig. This is one of these terrible Halloween wigs. I just brushed it out with like a dryer sheet on the brush to kind of help it out a little bit. And just tried to style it. Used lots of pin. I pinned it to the gods. Used some makeup, yellowed, orange to red, eyeliner. Right now, it's the end of the night. I had a really popping red lip that matched the dress. But right now, it's the end of the night. The hair's just doing whatever it's going to do at this point. So, anywho, that's my Cyndi Lauper look. So, what are we drinking tonight? Well, it's the nighttime. I'm winding down. I picked this up at Aldi. Oh, yes, I got pumpkin ale. This is 6% alcohol. So, yeah, let's try it. This is tasty. This is better than all the coffees that I have tried so far. Although I did like that one I got from the Dollar Tree. I will say that. My Dollar Tree, $1.25 a can of coffee. That was quite enjoyable. Also because it was only $1.25. But anywho, this pumpkin ale is pretty tasty. So if you're ever at Aldi and you see a pumpkin ale, pick it up. Not the pumpkin pie. Sometimes they bring a pumpkin pie out like before Thanksgiving. Don't get that. Pumpkin ale. This is what it looks like this year. Every year they have like a different little label for it. This is a favorite of mine. Anywho, so there we are. I'm taste testing that. Also, I was going to show you my bag. I didn't show you my bag this year. So I got the Betsey Johnson bag. I found this like at TJ Maxx, little skull bag. And it came with like a purse charm already attached. Where is this purse charm? Where is my purse charm? It's in the purse. It has like a little skull and daisy charm that came with the bag. Well, because I'm extra, I went to Five Below. They had the little purple ghost bag charm or keychain, either one. They had those for like a couple of bucks. And then they have their version of Labubu's. These are called La Babies. And these are the Halloween ones. They had different colors. So this one has fangs. So it's a little Dracula one. I also love purple, so I thought the purple would look good. And inside, I left the tag on because, you know, I'm like Minnie Pearl like that. I like to leave tags on. So there's all the little characters. I don't know if you can see that of the La Babies. La Babies. So yeah. I got the purple one with the little fangs. I thought it was cute. And my wallet, which is actually just a little wristlet, but I used it as a wallet / wristlet, is a little black cat. It's also a Betsey Johnson, Lulu Betsey. So this I found at Goodwill or some kind of thrift store. back over Memorial Day weekend, and they had it for $3. And I was like, it's a cat dressed as a unicorn, and this will work for Halloween or whenever I want it to work. But $3 at a thrift store. I showed you my thrift store finds earlier. This was the final thrift store find for Halloween that I got this year, just being out and about, because I love a good thrift store. I'm thrifty. Anyway, so there we are. I went to this place. I don't know if it's Bills or Bells, Bealls, I guess. I don't know how you spell it. But they had like the little Betsy Johnson purses, and they had like a bag that looked like this. It was like a little small bag, but instead of it being a unicorn, it had little fangs. It was a little vampire, but it looked like the same kind of little art design minus the unicorn stuff. It was a little vampire. I did not pick it up. I think it was $25. I was like, no. Anywho, let's see if it's on sale. So this $3 at Goodwill, or I can't remember if it was Salvation Army or Goodwill. It was one of those thrift stores during Memorial Day weekend. Anywho, there we are. That's my purse. That was the bag I toted around during, I started toting this around September 15th. I'm like, September 15th, we're over the hump of September, and it's time for Halloween stuff to come out. I'm enjoying my things. Anywho, so those are my finds. That's the last of my finds. So I got a lot of my finds at Dollar Tree. I actually got, and I'll show you that later, but I did get like a little hand sanitizer, and it was pumpkin flavored. And it was a spray kind, not the little square ones, but it was just a regular spray bottle. So I have that. It's actually in my car right now. I picked that up at Dollar Tree. I got the little canned coffee at Dollar Tree. And then stuff at Five Below, Salvation Army, Goodwill, thrift stores, flea markets, Dollar General, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. So that's where I do most, and Aldi, of course, Aldi, lots of Aldi. So that's where I do a lot of my shopping. Anyway, so there we are. So what do we learn? I like to be thrifty. I like to save some money on my things. So yeah, Five Below, TJ Maxx, Salvation Army, or Goodwill. I can't remember which one because I went to both that day, and I just can't remember which one I got it at. $3 for that. We've got the pumpkin ale. I got the top for this dress, for my yoga version of the dress, off of a clearance rack at a local store. The skirt I got at Goodwill. The red belt, Goodwill. Rick Rack picked up at the Crafty store. Sewed it on, tacked it on real quick. I already had the wig. I think for the whole outfit, just like the shirt and the dress and the belt, it was probably $10 or $11. And then the Rick Rack. The Rick Rack was probably the most expensive thing that I bought for the outfit. Everything else I already had. So, yeah. There we are. This ridiculous wig. And I love it. I love it. Look at that. Look at that. This is like her, I think this was like her VMA hairdo. That's what this is supposed to be of. But yeah, this is like, if you ever look at her album, She's So Unusual, this is what it's supposed to be, the dress off of that. Anyways, happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. Oh yeah, I also wore glasses. This I picked up at her tour last year. The Cyndi Lauper glasses. And they're supposed to kind of look like the ones she wore from, I guess this is like a riff of the one she wore in the music video, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which she wore this on some as well. So, there we go. Cyndi Lauper, y'all. Cyndi Lauper. I wish the concert was tomorrow. I wish I'd had this get up last year when I went to saw her concert, because I would have totally wore this. Makes me a little sad. Anyways, although this here just kind of sticks up. It's supposed to be like her little thing that came over to the side. Anyways, there you go. Pumpkin ale from Aldi. All of my finds. I hope you enjoy my shenanigans. One first place at the costume contest. I kept making the joke yesterday during yoga class. Girls just want to have yoga. Ha ha, wah wah, yoga puns for days. Yoga puns, yoga puns. So there we have it. Next weekend, I will be in studio. Tetragram, we're going in the studio. That's what's on the calendar. So we'll start recording next weekend and the following weekend. We'll see what happens. So stay tuned for updates for that. I've got to start posting some more yoga videos. It's been a hot minute. Hope you've enjoyed the ones that I have posted. So I will see y'all on the flip side of the Halloween. Go watch Tim Curry sing Anything Can Happen on Halloween. It's the official song of Halloween. I didn't know if you got the memo, but there we go. Girls just want to have Halloween. So I'll see you next time. Like, subscribe, all that nonsense. I just thought I'd pop on real quick. Bye.